If you are studying for a U.S. history exam, you know the feeling. Staring at endless lists of dates and treaties, trying to force thousands of separate data points into your head. That friction happens because you are trying to memorize information from the outside looking in. The human brain struggles to hold on to cold data when it isn't attached to a human experience. The alternative is a perspective shift, stepping directly into the shoes of the historical figures through first-person storytelling. A presidential monologue changes your role. Instead of passively reading a textbook, you become an active participant, listening to the people who actually made these decisions. This narrative focus changes how the brain interacts with the material. By building a character first, we create a structure where historical themes can be organized and understood as part of a single story. I am Abraham Lincoln, born in a log cabin in Kentucky. Standing 6 feet 4 inches, you recognize me by my stovepipe hat and beard. My primary challenge as president was preserving the Union during the Civil War. When we look at this text from the 1863 Emancipation Proclamation, we see the directive that enslaved persons shall be thenceforth and forever free. This was a significant step in the abolition of slavery. And here, in the Gettysburg Address, Lincoln reminded a fractured nation that it was conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. This narrative also highlights his association with the 1860s Republican Party, which at that time was the party of abolition and modernization. While this sounds like a 2-minute performance, we have actually hidden the specific terminology required for a history syllabus inside the story. Establishing personal details creates a framework to organize abstract data. The phrase, preserving the Union, maps to federalism, demonstrating the balance between federal and state authority. Tying the Emancipation Proclamation to Lincoln's story connects his personal struggle to broader 19th century reform movements. Even the mention of the Republican Party explains a specific political ideology, the use of federal power to ensure equality and modernization. A single story encodes the exact federal, reform, and ideological data needed to master the exam. This deconstruction works for every stage of the timeline. It is a scalable tool for processing the entire history of the United States. This map shows the scale of the Louisiana Purchase. Thomas Jefferson's personal tensions provide a context for understanding his agrarian ideals and the logistics of this Western expansion. Theodore Roosevelt's boisterous character connects his personal confidence to the concepts of big stick diplomacy and the start of federal conservationism. John F. Kennedy's story grammons the high stakes of the Cold War and the technical ambition of the space race. Ronald Reagan's narrative covers the conservative revolution and late-stage Cold War diplomacy. History is an unbroken chain of individuals making recognizable choices. You can apply this perspective to your own learning. Let us know in the comments which historical figure we should deconstruct next.